All right, so as I'm looking at this RX1 R3 from Sony here, like I'm looking at the B&H page, $5,098. This thing's a chunk. It's got a big lens on it. It's not going to be a pocket camera. Um, I got a hair stuck in my mouth. That's really cool. And I can't help but notice like 61 megapixels in a compact camera. Are they going after the GFX stuff from Fuji with this, like the high res? Look, high resolution's great, but you need to store this file. You need to store thousands of this file. You need to really also be aware that this is among their top sensors. It's not cheap. So those three facts alone are just like, okay, you see like that you're going to have to run into some problems here. Like this isn't like a travel camera that you just take unlimited photos with and enjoy. Not really. I mean, maybe if you shoot JPEG and compress the image, sure. But that's not really what bothers me either. What bothers me is this fixed lens that's on the front of the camera. Okay, it's fine. I mean, it's a 35 f2 lens. Great. That is honestly a really nice sounding lens. However, it's not removable. So if dust gets in there in your $5,000 camera body and lens combo, somebody's going to have to take it apart. And you're going to have to bring it in for service because you're going to start seeing when you close down the aperture. And it's like, oh yeah, there's a spot there. It's just a pain. Especially like it's one thing if this happens to like a $1,500 camera. But like as you go up in price, it starts to become more of a like this thing is like really, really weather sealed, right? I don't think it's going to be Olympus grade, let me tell you, but I'm sure it's good. I'm just worried about failure points. Oh yeah, here's this too. So the EVF is a 2.36 million dot OLED panel with 0.7 magnification. Why is it so small? Why is this thing still being treated as like an extra thing? 2.36 million dot OLED. Like my fucking M50 had that. Even the original M50, I had the Mark II, the original one back in like 2018 was still rocking that. And even then, that was good. But now, especially on a camera this expensive, looks a little weird. The rear LCD, though, being 2.36 million dot as well, is pretty sweet. That's awesome for reviewing your photos, taking photos, zooming in to pixel peep, because you paid for 61 megapixels, you're going to pixel peep. And, I mean, I just hope it's bright enough. Using this in bright sunlight, too. I don't care about video specs. Video's been good enough for years. Oh, yeah, that's right. The NP-FW50 battery. That came in stuff like the Sony RX10 Mark III and older Sony A7 models. The RX10 Mark III that I have Sony FW50. I have one battery and I have some other third parties. None of them particularly last very long, especially if you're using the camera a lot. It's a mirrorless camera. It's always on. And it's so much of a downgrade compared to their newer Z batteries. That was what the A7 III and above used, and everybody knows the battery life was a massive improvement on those. So why here they're doing an older battery, I don't know. I'm guessing it might be due to size because I think the Z battery is slightly bigger. But still, I think finding a way to make the body slightly bigger, because it already has this massive lens mounted to it, making the body slightly longer or like slightly wider isn't going to do much to harm the perception of this thing. Although that lens looks like it's probably pretty good. But yeah, creative looks, okay, cool. Oh, you got film, classic film settings, nostalgic film settings, a slicker FL3 slide film inspired look. And IN is reminiscent of instant film. That's funny. I've never used these. I don't know what they look like. I don't have modern Sony equipment. I would love some because Oh man, I would love an A7 III so much still. Sony makes great shit, but it's all mirrorless. And that's my issue, you know? I'd still cave for an A7 III any day though. Great camera. But yeah, no, you scroll back up and you're like, man, my fucking hip just popped. I just moved it. That hurt. You know when you bend your leg outwards and like your joint where, you know, your like your femur is in your hip and you just like snaps. Yeah, I do that. It's fun. $5,100. I just cannot imagine. Like, I'm looking at it just on the screen and trying to make sense of it, right? How much is the GFX camera, by the way? Like the new medium format one? I need to know with the attached lens. $48.99. $48.99 gets you a medium format 102 megapixel sensor with the 35 f4. It's a 28 equivalent lens. You'll be able to crop down focal lengths even further on this thing. Yeah, this thing actually looks smaller. Hang on a minute. Yeah, no, I actually have no idea. Sorry. I have no idea what the camera market's doing anymore.